Hello, my name's Terry, and I want to talk to you today more about my psych meds and my experience with them. Today, I want to be talking about how it looks like Delta 8 and my psych meds, particularly Vraylar, Klonopin, Lamictal, but with emphasis on the Vraylar, do not play well together. Most of what I'm about to tell you is second-hand accounts because I don't really remember a whole lot of it. Just give me a second here to slot this in. I don't really like to write scripts out ahead of time. I find that it comes off all not the way I intend. It doesn't come off as really authentic, and it doesn't come off as getting across the kind of information I would want if I was looking for it in a conversational style tone. And two, there won't be any slick editing or anything like this. I just got a camera pointed at me and I'll crop the ends of it off and load it up on YouTube. Back to what I was saying. I have had a great run of success with Vraylar over the last 3 years. I mean, just absolutely mind-numbing. Bipolar, schizoaffective, and all that good stuff. And I have not had a mixed episode since I was on it, which is incredible for me. I have been able to, I was doing so good on it that I thought, it's time to start getting off these large doses of Klonopin or just benzodiazepines in general. Because I was hoping, that, with the advent in medical marijuana acceptability, maybe going federal, I could transition to a CBD product or some sort of THC derivative for anxiety and sedation instead of having to go with benzos, which are just, boy howdy, they're not good. For me, they may be terrific for you, but for over 20 years for me, I can't sleep without them. I'm afraid what would happen to my heart if I had to go 2-3 nights cold turkey without it. So there's a lot of good reasons to try to manage my anxiety otherwise. The Vraylar was helping greatly in that. It was really cut down on panic attacks and things like that. Really, things of the past flew away. And so I'm like, great, well, I don't like being smashed all day, but with this Delta 8 stuff, A, it's legal, B, it shouldn't get me too smashed because it's not the whole thing. And I'm just looking to cut the edge off of the anxiety and maybe at night sleep a little bit. And, if it made me a little bit happy, would that break the world? No, I didn't think so. Anyway. So I took it, I remember getting some, and then I probably ate way too much, got the munchies because they got the gummy kind, and might have had them, might have not stocked up on snacks or something like that. And what I think was, I'd been taking it for a while, low doses for a while, and that day I got more and took a higher dose. And due to Vraylar having a tricky metabolite signature and the way it bonds and the way it's processed through the body, it turns out that this is what they're saying, and my doc's pretty knowledgeable on stuff by now. He says it could be some site receptors that did not let it get metabolized. So it may not have been But coming out of it, it definitely felt like I'd taken way too much Vraylar, not way too much pot. That usually wraps itself up pretty quick. But I was still having poverty of speech and thought days later. It took me a full week to get back online. And that includes 3 days laying in a hospital bed to make sure people thought I wasn't, well, it turns out I was fine. As soon as I got enough presence of mind to realize that, oh, I messed up. I mean, you speak very slowly and only use very short words. And don't try to convey any complex ideas, no matter how important they seem to me at the time. So, of course, your mileage may vary, and none of these things may have had anything to do with anything else. But as much as I like Delta 8 for an anti-anxiety medicine and a replacement for the benzos, I'm just going to have to tolerate benzos for a while longer because the Vraylar is just the workhorse. It's what keeps me able to function at even a marginal level. I mean, without having to live the hell of mixed episodes, manias, depressions, psychotic breaks, all that happy stuff. So, if you're going to take it, well, first of all, be honest with your docs about it, because there's no reason not to. And if you have a kind of doc that says my way or the highway, probably not most open-minded, flexible type to start with. So, but that's, we're all stuck in the canoe we're in. So that's it. Yeah, Delta 8 over time seems to have a contraindicated effect with Vraylar. Because yes, I did go back and repeat. Of course, I didn't do it that heavily. But I went ahead and said, well, maybe it is another, maybe it's Lamictal. Got that out of my system. And cut way down on the benzos. Maybe it was that. Of course, those are going to overdrive any sedative effect. And I could still be relatively certain it was the Vraylar that was building up in my system. One of the things is, sometimes in the past we've gone up on Vraylar because we thought we needed it more at the time, instead of supplementing it with a temporary drug to get me through. One of the side effects it has is when I go up on it is incredible, not dry mouth, but drooling. I mean, just drool myself silly. And that was one of the things I was doing. And if you're taking a lot of THC or Delta 8 or whatever derivative of it, you're usually not going to be drooling. You're usually going to have dry mouth. And also, not just the disorganization of thoughts, but the weirdness of thoughts and the way they seem muffled that the anti-psychotic would do that, say, pot just wouldn't. So it's just a quick update. Otherwise, I'm doing terrific. I wish I could tell more of you how to get Vraylar. I do some other vids on it, how it's really just turned my life around, especially compared to things like Seroquel and whatnot. And I won't recommend it because I'm not qualified to recommend it, but boy, will I tell you, has it been terrific for me. And none of what I gave you was scientific medical advice or laboratory results. All of them were, even the doctors were, I won't say speculating, because I'm pretty sure they did some research, but maybe they had some pre-existing ideas about the medicines, the drugs, or maybe me, I don't know. So anyway, that's just a heads up. If you're going to do it, if you're on Vraylar, you might want to check. and I would think any other drug that has a tricky metabolic function on getting out, because those antipsychotics can build up to toxic levels in your system. All right, well, that wasn't too terribly long. Great. So let's wrap this up, and thanks again. And you're all terrific people. Well, even you, well, not you, but you know what I'm talking about. You're terrific people. You deserve good things. You forget about this so-called meritocracy we live in. You're enough as you are. You're what we need because you're who you are, and we need you. We need you to be you, and we thank you for being you. So take care of yourselves, take care of others, and just remember, Mr. Rogers was right. Yeah, like you just the way you are. So take care of yourselves, and maybe I'll do another one of these in a year. All right, talk to you later. Bye.